Okay, well, today we went down to get our wheelchair van smogged, and for whatever reason it's not communicating with the technician's computer system so that it can smog. It keeps coming back vehicle not ready or something like that. So they said go for a drive for about 15-20 minutes and come back. So we did that, and we came in and they plugged in and it still wasn't connecting. So instead of driving around all day in the heat with my wife, so in the van, we came back to the house. I dropped her off. I got my Foxwell out, plugged it in, and I had some weird codes, unable to communicate, just kind of random things. So I was able to get it to clear everything, shut it off, turn it back on. They all went away. Unplugged it, went inside for a while, came back out, plugged it back in, and the codes came back. That was kind of weird. So got them cleared again, unplugged the thing, plugged it back in, everything was fine. Drove back over there, got into the parking lot, plugged the tool in, and it said can't communicate with the computer. So I'm thinking that my OBD2 might have some loose connectors, so I'm hoping that's what it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the connector out so I can work on the pins, but I have my Foxwell and I have an older style OBD2 reader that doesn't rely so much on all the technology, and it usually reads pretty much everything. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that one in also, just to see if it's reading, because the van's running fine. We don't have any check engine lights or anything like that, but in order to get it to pass emissions, it has to be able to be plugged in. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get the plug out, and I'm going to check all the pins, and I'm going to tighten them up anyway, because this is an 06. It's got 200 and geez, I can't remember how many miles are actually on this, 200 and something. So it's been plugged in and out a few times. I have the lower part of the dash apart because we were having a key issue. This has got one of those stupid ass Chevy gotta have a chip in the key or it doesn't read. We tried to program new keys, but they wouldn't work. So we still only have one key, but we have 3 keys cut for it, and the new keys won't program. So who knows? And I don't want to take it over to Chevy because they want $400 to program each key, which I think is ridiculous on a van that's a 2006. So I really wish there was a way to turn that damn system off. Who cares if it gets stolen? It's not worth anything. Okay, so mine had to be unscrewed from that bracket right there. I have 4 pins. This one down here in the bottom should be number 16, which is the power. And then I have these 3. And it really looks like these 2 aren't the same hole size as that one. So I have my box of depinning tools. I'm going to find one that fits snugly. I know it's getting power. Well, I think it's getting power. Maybe it's not always getting power. So I'm going to check them all. I'm probably going to end up pulling them all out anyway, just to tighten them all up. Trying to see how this, if I need to take it apart to get them out, or if I can just push them out with the depinning tool. I think I can push them out with the depinning tool. We'll see in a second. All right, so I'm going to play around with this for a second and see what they feel like. Because if 1 or 2 of them's loose, it keeps dropping connection, especially in this heat where they're going to expand up. I mean, the inside of this van gets hot, and this is a steel floor it's cut out, so the exhaust runs right underneath this. So this area gets super hot, and this is above that. So there's no telling if those are stretched or not. So hopefully that is the culprit of my problem, and I can tighten those up and I can go down tomorrow and have them retest it and it will pass. If not, I will be disconnecting plugs, cleaning them, and hoping that we find one that is just bad. But I'm getting all sorts of weird error. Some of the errors that I were getting were doors not secure, auto locking feature not working, transmission not in sync, no misfires, nothing related to that, but a lot of just random weird connector issues that have nothing to do with running or anything like that. So again, I'm hoping this is my problem. We will see, because I'm guessing at this point. Okay, so I used this little depinning tool just to probe the insides. So the power one is really tight. This one's sort of tight, and these two are iffy. You can push it in and pull it out real easily. There's not much friction. So, I mean, I'm sure the computer tool at the smog shop has been in and out of a million plugs, so maybe they're worn just enough where we're not getting good contact. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out. There's a way to make them a little snugger, and we'll put them back in and then hope for the best. So next is just figuring out how to take this apart without breaking it. Okay, so I've been playing with them and they feel a little bit more snug. I got the tool on. I'm going to put the car into the on position. I'm going to hit this.
Want to finance your vehicle?
We're going to tell it's a Chevy.
Paperwork online too, saving you plenty of time before you get here.
Hold on,
If you're
let me
looking
turn
to
off the
sell your
radio. Alright, don't want to get in trouble with YouTube's copyright people. Alright, so what it was doing before is when I would hit Smart VIN, it would come back and tell me couldn't find the car, and I had to manually enter the VIN. Okay, whoop, it popped up that time. Alright, it says it's a 2006 Chevy Uplander, half ton, 3.5. Okay, click yes. This may take a while. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to cycle through. Okay, let's run quick scan. Let's see if we have faults or if it's going to pretend to be nice. Alright, I'm going to come back after it does this because it takes a few minutes. Oh, hey, that's good because before it kept acting stupid. Alright, so I'll come back when it's completely done. Okay, that took a couple of minutes, and so engine controls, no faults, automatic transmission, no faults, engine cooling, no faults, engine electrical, faults. Let's see what the faults are. Read. Now sometimes it'll give me a fault, but when I come in here and check it, like I just did, it's coming back as passed. So it could just be, okay, so we have an instrument panel cluster fault and an HVAC. So this is saying lost communication with sensors and diagnostic module. So this is what it was doing. It was giving me all these lost communications for pretty much every sensor in the car, which I'm really thinking it's still here. I did tighten up those. Maybe I still don't have them tight enough. But I'm not getting any engine management codes. So lost communication with ECM, lost with brake module. It's odd because the car's not on, so we're going to go back. Let's see what these are saying. Class 2 link low voltage. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear them. Now it's coming back as no faults. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through and clear all the faults, And once I get them cleared, I'll disconnect everything and I will try to bend. I think this one pin is still a little loose. So I will go ahead and get that sorted out. See, now the system electrical has cleared. I bet you if I clear all faults, it will probably go ahead and sort itself out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've cleared all the faults that came back. I rescanned it, and now we're having a Class 2 communication circuit short to battery, which is strange. So I don't think it's anything other than this plug. I just think that we're having intermittent connection issues because the faults are all over the place. I mean, I could understand if it was faults for one system or the other, but one time it's for the anti-lock brakes, the next time it's for the HVAC system. It's not the same fault every single time. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and tell it to erase. So, all right, so again, once I get this last fault cleared, we're going to go ahead and disconnect this and see what we can do about tightening those pins up just a little bit more. Okay, so I had to actually go into the module and then trouble the code within, and then clear the code from down here. It wouldn't clear it from the upper level, but it did clear it, and as you can see, it's reading again. Now it's got no faults, so we're good. Yes. All right, so it's going to read one more time, and it should be clear this time. Yep, no faults. So now we have no faults again. So we're going to unplug it. We're going to check the tightness of those pins one more time, and then see what happens when we plug everything back in. All right, so I got all those pins as tight as they should be. They're nice and snug now. Just rebooted the machine. We're gonna go ahead and put the key in the ignition and turn it to the on. Let's see, I had to take my floor plate out so I can get to one of the tools I dropped. God damn it. Go where I want you. There we go. American Chevy Smart VIN. Hopefully this helps. Nope, it's doing the same thing. So this is what happens when it's not communicating. It wants to know the VIN, even though it's supposed to be able to pick it up off the ECU. So something else is wrong. Okay, so at least I kind of resolved that issue. So I'm going to go ahead and put the OBD plug back on its little bracket, and I put the floor back in, and I guess I'll do some more research, unless somehow the ECU is all messed up. But like I said, it runs great, drives great, doesn't have any issues, starts like it's supposed to, so I'm not really sure what it could be. Let's go back. Let's just double check. Smart VIN. This is what it was doing earlier. Sometimes it would automatically pick up the VIN and everything was great, and then other times it would tell me it couldn't figure out what it was. Yep, same thing. So, alright, I guess now I need to do some more research to figure out what's going on. I really hate to take this thing to a shop and have them service it, but it might be something that has to happen. Alright, so I just came back out here to double check, and was looking at my video, and this corner pin should be one spot over. So when I put it all back together, it wasn't reading anything at all again. So tomorrow morning, because it's already dark, I will take that back apart, move that pin over one spot, and hopefully that solves the problem, because maybe that's all it just needs, is me move that. So I will double check it tomorrow morning.